This is a Wolverine fully mechanical gross weigh bagging scale. It has cam grip bag holder to hold the bag in place. It has a balance indicator which shows target weight under and over. It has a flow control which adjusts the speed of the product into the bag. Over here it has a bag balance weight. Right now, with no bag on the scale, the weight is toward the operator. When we hang an empty bag, we'll show you that in a minute. This is our gate opening, which allows the gate to open and the product to flow into the bag. Back here, we have a dash pot, which is filled with oil here and in this filler. This is a 5-to-1 calibrated beam that's on the scale. The back of the beam supports the weight rod assembly that you see here, and the hook of the weight rod points away from the scale. Okay, we have a fulcrum pivot here. 10 inches behind the fulcrum pivot is where our known weights go. 2 inches in front of the fulcrum pivot supports the spout. So 2 inches to 10 inches is a 5-to-1 ratio. 1 pound here counterbalances 5 pounds in the bag. This is our trigger trip screw. So when we open the gate, we will have the beam come up, hit the trigger trip screw, close the gate. Now it's important in the fill position that this trigger trip screw be above the beam. It cannot be touching the beam or we'll lose sensitivity. Here is our sensitivity bolt. This is holding the trigger on the bearing, so when we hit the front of the scale with our open hand, it will trip close. This is our turnbuckle. The turnbuckle has one purpose, so when the beam here is level, the pointer is at 0. Here you have a better view. Fulcrum pivot, front pivot, 2-inch gap compared to 10-inch gap. We have a spacing on the bolts about 1/8 of an inch above and below it to keep it from jumping out. You can see it moves fairly freely right here. I'm going to hang an empty bag on the spout. Now, the weight of this bag we need to zero out with the bag balance weight, which I have done so right here. So our pointer is now reading 0 with an empty bag on the spout. I am now taking a weight. These are certified weights. This weight weighs actually 5 pounds. Will counterbalance 25 pounds in the bag. So I will put that on the weight cup assembly. This weight weighs 1 pound, so it will counterbalance 5. So I basically now am looking for a 30-pound bag.
Okay, go ahead.
We now have the weights on the weight rod, an empty bag here, so we're not balanced. I will pull the handle, lock it down. Product will flow into the bag. And our weight is now slightly above 0, below 0, so it's about 2 ounces heavy. And I will release the bag. We're pulling it to the next bag. And we're about 2 ounces heavy is here again. If I want to correct for that, which I can do, I will now adjust the trigger trip screw in the back, and if I lower that just slightly, it will put less product in the bag. I'll pull the handle, lock it in place, grip shut, and I came up light, which I intended to do. Now I can hand jog this handle and come to pretty much perfect weight accuracy.